Okay, fine. So let's start with the class. Okay. Um, First of all, good evening, everybody. Till the last class, we did. I guess we did almost 70% of the table. Okay. I'll open up the document, the code for the previous class. After HTML, I guess I will have to just tell a little bit about the GitHub. Right? Just to share this code with you and all, I'll need, you will need GitHub username at least. Okay. So yeah, in the last class we did the basic text tags like paragraph span, heading tags, some of the special tags like bold, italic, strong, quote, and all. List, we did two types of lists, right? Ordered list. So my voice is low. बैकग्राउंड में आवाज़ है. कैसी आवाज़ मतलब आ गई? Yeah, okay. So where was I? We did like two types of list, the ordered list and unordered list, right? UL referred to the unordered list and OL referred to the ordered list. An ordered list shows up the list items with 1, 2, 3, 4 serial number, and unordered list just shows some list icon here, right? So yeah, that was simple. And similarly we did the image tag. Image tag, I hope you remember, it is a self-closing tag. So we don't need to add another closing tag after image, right? And some attributes. What were attributes? Like the special properties for that we give to a tag, right? Like we have given the controls, the height to this video, or the SRC height to this image. These are all attributes or properties, whatever you prefer to say, right? So yeah, this height and width property is image tag have, and it also have SRC and all, right? Similarly, we did the link tag, the video tag. Video and audio had the similar use cases, right? I mean, how to use them? The method was same. You can give the you must pass the controls in order to see the like play button and the 3 dots menu, etc., right? And inside these tags you have to pass a source file, right? Source, and what is the type of the source, right? This is a special tag that is only used in video and audio, right? To pass the source of whatever file we want to play, right? So until this point it was pretty much easy. Okay, now moving on to these were just the few self-closing tags, right? Today we need to start off with the some more tags are there. Forms is there, inputs are there, different types of inputs, buttons are there, right? Okay, so these tags are basically remaining, the major tags. Okay, so we'll do with these tags, fine. So let's start off with the inputs. Okay, these we'll do first, then we'll move on to the tables, and at last iframe. Okay, so first of all, until at this point, does anyone have any issue with the tags or whatever? You can just bring in the Google Meet, or you can unmute yourself, whatever. Okay, no doubt. Great Neil. Okay. Okay, no doubt. Then great. Okay, Sakshi, no doubt. Okay, fine. So we'll move on to the next topics. Okay, we'll start off with the forms. So now, what is forms? Form is basically any form. Like if you open any Gmail. Yeah. So basically, this is also a form, right? You have to input something and then you have to submit something. Not something, the thing you have written here, right? So this is a form, and after we click on next, the another form appears, right? So these are the forms, and how do we use them? Like in the form, we have to use these inputs and buttons, right? Inputs, we have to take input from the user, and buttons, as the user fills in the input, you have to click on the button to submit the form. Okay, so these three are used relatively, right? So like, use case is simple. It is not a self-closing tag, right? So just use this form. Inside this, you need to use the input. Input is a self-closing tag, right? You have to use like this. So now all these self-closing tags, how do we pass the data in them? As you see, the image tag, all the data was passed through the properties, right, or the attributes, whatever you prefer, right? So here also we will pass the properties. Some properties are there like placeholder, like type. What type of input you want to take from the user, right? Like there are multiple types. You can see, like there is a text input, right, for a basic text, or there is number input, right? There are multiple inputs like file input. Okay, if you want to take some file from the user, like you are creating suppose a banking application and you want Aadhaar card and other ID verification card, right? So you will need to allow the user to upload some files. Okay, date input is also there, date time is also there. Okay, we can try them also. Yeah, image input हो गया and month हो गए, radio and range, right? And we'll try all these, not all of these, like majority of them. Let's first put a text here. Okay, another attribute that input tag has is placeholder, right? What is a placeholder? It is the text, like enter here. It is the text that will appear as a hint inside the input box, right? So as you can see here, the email or phone, this is the placeholder. Okay, so we'll use multiple inputs here, like type, yeah, there is a password type. Okay, and what does this does? This just converts all the letters, whatever the user puts in, into dots, right? Just to be safe. Different input, like yeah, email is there, then input number is there, date, time, okay, color, fine, range, yeah, radio is also there, checkbox and radio, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we will see all of the inputs and how to run this in our laptop. Like, just go live. I showed you there is a extension, live share, from Ritvik the publisher, right? So here it is. Yeah, these are the different input types. Okay. We'll change the placeholders. Right. Enter password. Enter text. And email, enter number, enter time. Okay, these doesn't require that. Okay, so here we can put any of the text, right? In the second one, as we type any text, it will be converted into dots, right? Then in the email, like you need to put some @ and .com, okay, to for its validation, right? In the number you cannot put any text, right? Only numbers you can write. no text, right? And yeah, this was the date input. You can input the date. This was the time input, right? 22 hours and where it is 0, yeah. So that means 10 p.m. right? This was the color input. Yeah, yeah, RD. GSLNX. Cool. This color input is in HTML5, fifth version, right? And earlier the HTML didn't have this color input, right? This range thing is also in HTML5. Now we generally, like, mostly users use HTML5 only, and all the browsers support HTML5. It's been quite some. Please repeat. What thing should I repeat? These inputs. Okay. See, I've added. Wait. If you see the code, like, see, this was the form tag. Inside, when we use form whenever we need to create any input and buttons. Like when you want user to input something and then click the button to submit the data to whatever, like any backend or whatever. Okay. You need to pass this data into some backend, right? Into a database. So that's why we use form. It will be used when we'll code in the Node.js, right? When we'll code the backend, then we'll have use with this form. Okay. So inside this form, I added these different types of inputs. Yeah. So inside these forms, you have to different type. I've added different types of inputs, right? Like the text type, the password, the email, right? These types are self-explanatory, right? Text will allow you to text will allow you to write any text, like number, symbols, or whatever. Okay. Password will convert every text into password. Email. It is kind of similar to the text one. It just requires @ and dot symbols, okay, to get validated, right? And similar is number. It is also self-explanatory. You can only put numbers in here, right? Date, time, color, range, checkbox, radio. These were all the input types, right? And as you can see here, this was the text input, right? This was the password. As you enter any text, it will be converted into these dots, right? Email. To get this validated, you need to use @ and like any .com or whatever. In number, you cannot enter any text, right? You only can use this numbers, right? These were the date inputs. This is the time input. Okay. This is the color input. If you want some colors from the user. No. Yeah. Okay, this is the range. Like when you want, suppose you are creating an e-commerce site and you want the user to enter some price range, like from 0 until what level? 10,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, 1 crore. Okay. Yeah, and these are this is the checkbox and this is the radio one, right? And what's the difference between checkbox and radio one? I guess you might know, right? When we use checkbox, we can select multiple things, and when we use radios, we can only use one out of the multiple. If I show you, I'll add different radios, okay, and I'll add different checkboxes. And to keep them and to use them for only one purpose, like I'll use these radios only for one purpose, okay? So I'll add some name here. Name to all these, like name font, okay, or whatever the user is selecting. Just copy paste to all the radios. Okay. What did we do just now is that we are using all these radios for only one purpose, right? So, and what does I mean by one purpose? It will allow only any one radio, okay, to get selected out of these inputs having similar names. If I add same name to this also, checkbox doesn't restrict us to select only one, right? As you can see, we can select multiple, but for the radio we can only select one, right? So this is the difference between the radio and checkbox. You got that? Just tell me first of all, this forms part is clear or not? Okay, Neil, you also tell, like, your doubt is clear or what? Okay, you are clear. Okay, Sakshi, you are all clear. Okay, okay, Vishwa, clear, cool. Okay, cool, Priyanshi, clear. Suryavanshi, clear. Suryavanshi, your name is Divya, right? Surname is Suryavanshi. I'm right now? Okay, okay. Okay, Jai, clear. Okay, okay. I guess everyone is clear with this. Yeah, everyone is clear. Anurag, I guess you also are clear. Okay, okay. I'm assuming you are clear. Okay. So fine. Yeah. So these all were the inputs. Okay. The orientation, like every input is in line, right? Is in one line. This orientation thing will come in the CSS part, right? When that whether we have to put these inputs upside down or in one line or whatever. Okay. So yeah, just see the progress like this. These were the simple text. This is the p tag. This is span tag. These were the headings, right? These were the special tags like bold, italic, underline, strike through, and this strong, this quote, right? These list, the image, a tag, this video thing, and this audio, right? Okay, and these are the inputs. Fine. So, okay. So as we are clear with the forms, there is one more thing in the form. Like after you enter the inputs, you have to submit the form, right? So for that, you will need to enter a button. You need to use a button. Okay, and button is not a self-closing tag, so you need to write submit. The text you want between in the button. Okay, and you can state the type of the button. Okay, this is an attribute for the button also. Like type input also has type attribute, and button also has type attribute, right? So, and what are the types? Like submit, button, reset, menu. Okay, you will majorly use button and submit types, right? If you select the submit, what the button will do is when you click on the button, it will do the form tag also has a action attribute. Okay, the action attribute contains the URL to where these inputs needs to be submitted, right? Just suppose you have created like when we move on to the Node.js. Okay, that's very like 1.5 months from now. Okay, when we move on to the Node.js part, so we'll create a backend, okay, where we need to store these inputs, right? Suppose we took the username, the user password, email, number, and all, okay, and we need to store that on the database. So we'll enter that our backend URL in here, right? Suppose backend URL, okay, HTTPS and backend URL, and if this button type is submit, okay, so as soon as the user click on this button, all the form data will automatically get submitted to this URL, right? But if this is not, if this is simply a button, okay, this will not submit the form data to this URL. Okay, are you clear with this structure? Like this is this
Yes, sir.
okay, cool. It's a complete backend course. Backend is yeah, complete backend is covered, like the backend and database and all. Okay, basically it is a full stack now. Okay, so yeah, so this is basically this, the action is the main attribute for the form, and this is the only use of form, right? You can directly use input tags, but that won't be any use if we don't submit this value to any backend, right? So to send that information to the backend, we need this form tag, and inside the form, action attribute is required for the URL of whatever our backend is. Okay, so this was the form tag. Fine. Repeat action attribute. Okay, see, action attribute, like action attribute, basically it is the URL of the backend where we need to submit the inputs that user have entered in this. Suppose wait, yeah, suppose we ask the user to enter a name here. Okay, and I'll enter the name like Neil and password ABCD, right? So as soon as we click on the submit, this data Neil and this will get submitted to that action URL. Okay, this URL. And what will be this URL? Either our backend or someone else's backend, where matlab, whichever backend we need to submit all the inputs from the user, right? In majority cases, it will be our backend only, right? Because ultimately we are going to know the Node.js, so you will create your own backend, and that URL will come here, right? So yeah, as you can see, like as I click on submit, nothing happens, right? Because it is a simply button type. If we enter submit, and now if we enter like whatever ABCD, right? And now if we click on submit, it will get submitted onto the backend URL, but backend URL doesn't exist, right? So that's why this error is coming. Otherwise, it has submitted to the backend URL that we have passed in this action attribute. So are you getting the flow of this? Like first we entered the URL of wherever we need to submit this form, and after clicking on this submit tab, yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So fine. I guess everyone is clear with this. We'll be left with only tables and iframes. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah, everyone's clear. Sakshi and Sanket and Ram. Cool. Okay, we'll move on to now tables. Fine. Okay, tables. So now what are tables? I'll show you. Although I know you know guys. What example can I show? Okay, no, that's not. Yeah, right. See, this is that. Basically, this is the table. Fine. Like you can see, these are the rows. The horizontal ones are rows and vertical ones are columns, as you might know. And this is the heading row, the above one. Fine. And after that, in HTML we segregate tables in like two parts. Inside a table we have a heading column, heading row, and then we after that we have all the normal rows, right? That you can say as table rows. Okay. So how are we going to use the show the table? First of all, we'll need to use the table tag to create this big table. Okay, this square box. Inside that we'll add two things. First will be table heading. Okay, table heading we write as th tag. Okay, by using th tag we'll use this. We'll create this heading. Okay, this will be our first row, and further we'll use the tr tag. Okay, table row, table row, table row. Okay, and all. Right. So let's create this. Yeah, table. Okay. Inside this, our first table row will be, yeah. Now tr, I told you tr refers to the table row. Okay, this is our first row from here till here. First row contains the table heading 1 and then table heading 2, right? After that, when we again create another table row, okay, we will not use th, we'll use td. Okay, and what td refers to? Td refers to table data, right? I'll just create another table row and again td. Okay, so see, the first row had the heading tags, right? Th, like table headings. Table headings will be bold by default, right? And further table rows just have the table data. Okay, table data, td, table data. Like in every row you have table data. This you can refer to as columns, right? If you add one more table heading 3, just add one more. Yeah. So how this is going to work? This is the first row, this is the second row, this is the third row. Okay, so this means that we have created 3 horizontal rows, and each 3 horizontal rows have 3 columns. Okay, like each row has 3 headings, right? 3 table data. If you see in the browser, see 3 heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. This is consisted in the first row only. Okay, then comes the second row, and second row we have only table data, right? Then another table data. Okay, so yeah, this is the table tag. I mean, if you can relate with this thing, if 3 rows are there, and inside 3 rows there are 3 columns. Okay, if we don't use like any one, it will just not appear there. Okay, but as we have created 3 columns in the table heading only, okay, so by default it will be a 3 column table. Okay, so yeah, this is basically the table. Again, the designing part of this will come into CSS. Like if we want any border or some shading or border in between or whatever, right? All those CSS will come in there. I told you that HTML, with HTML we just create the basic skeleton of the website, right? As you might know. So yeah. Okay, so this is the form and this is the tables. Okay, I'll tell you the iframe and then we'll see your doubts if any. Okay, that's the only thing left. Right. So we'll go with this sample example, right? Now see, what is an iframe tag? Okay, iframe, see, it is not a self-closing tag. It has two, minimum three attributes. Okay, src, height, and width. And what it will do with this? It will create a website inside a website. Are you getting? I mean, suppose there is a google.com open. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Suppose you open your Gmail. Okay. No, in Gmail it is not there. Whenever we want another website to be embedded into our website, okay. Suppose I want YouTube video to be embedded in my website, right? I don't want the user of my website to go on YouTube to see any video. I want to keep him on my website only to show, to see whatever video he wants. Okay. So what will I do? I'll get the URL of the video, right, from the YouTube, enter it in the src, right, in this iframe tag. Okay. And what it will do? It will play the YouTube video inside my website only. Okay. So if you are able to relate with this, right, we pass the src as google.com, and height is 500 pixel and width is 500 pixel. So on our website there will be a box of 500 into 500 pixels, okay, height and width, and inside that google.com will appear. If we if we can see, okay, google.com refused to connect. Why? Okay, Google doesn't allow us to embed its website. We'll get any other website, any small website. YouTube. Sorry.
YouTube videos can be embedded in websites.
Yeah, they can be embedded. I'll show you after this. Again, weather.com refused to connect. There's some issue. Wait, we'll try with the YouTube ones. Right. YouTube also gives direct the URL of video to if we want to embed that in our website. Right. If we open up any this or this, okay. If we if you click on the share, it also generally gives the embed URL it gives. Okay, if you want to embed this video into our website, right, you just copy this. See, this is the iframe tag, right? So it gave the whole, like, width 560, height 315. Okay, copy. It also has some special features, but for now we'll go with this. And this here, we can copy paste that. Okay. So width 560, height 315. And src is this URL. Okay. I guess these websites, like google.com and weather.com, these are pretty big websites, so they don't allow their websites to be embedded into someone else as well. Okay. That's some legal issues with them. That's why. Okay. So now you can see video unavailable. But why? Video unavailable. URL is correct. Cannot get it. Okay, video unavailable. Most probably so we'll try another video, any small video. copy this whole thing. See, this video came up. I guess that was an official music video, so that's why it wasn't allowing us. Right. Yeah, this was, I guess, official channel of. No, I don't know why. I guess it's because an official channel. Okay, so leave it like this is the embed thing, right? And now it can be played into our website only. Like this is the embedded thing. So I personally like that too much, and we can again we can perform the styling on this with the CSS part, right? Suppose we can add a rounded edge, rounded corners here, okay, or any background or wallpaper or whatever, right? Okay. So that will again come into the CSS part, right? So yeah, this is the iframe thing whenever we want to embed any other URL into our website. Okay. Fine. Yeah, first of all, you can tell me like any doubts. First in the table part, second in the iframe part. Any doubt in these topics? No doubt. Okay, Neil.
No doubt, sir.
Okay, Anurag. No doubt. Yes, we are done with almost tabs. Okay, Jay. Yes. Okay, you are also. Yes, you mean you have doubt? No doubt. Okay, cool. This HTML thing was only a 2-day thing. I mean, it got covered in 2 days. Clear, sir. Okay, Divya. Sakshi, clear. Okay. Almost everyone is clear. Anyone left? Vishwa, Sanket, and and Priyanshi. Okay, Sanket clear, Vishwa clear. Priyanshi should be clear, I guess. You knows HTML already, I guess. Okay. If you have any doubt, just ping in here, okay? Because we are almost completed with all the major tags in that HTML provides us, right? So yeah. Okay. Tags, block code, the image tag. This target thing, you remember? What does this do? Any one of you? Like this is some attribute of a tag.
It helps us to open the link in a new page.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. Yeah, it has some more values like this. Self will open on the, like, it is the default behavior of that. It will open up the website into same tab, right? Some more this controls attribute. I guess you also remember this. This allows us to get the controls. What controls? Like the play button and this 3 dots menu and all. Okay, like this sound thing. Again, same thing. In the CSS part, we can customize everything. Okay, like these buttons and all. Okay, and again coming to this, image tag. is also self-explanatory. HR and BR, I guess you also remember this. HR is the horizontal line. We use that to create a horizontal line, okay. And BR is just break. We can use multiple BR statements to create some gap here, right? But I don't want any gaps. So, fine. Okay. And action and table and iframe. Okay. Majority of the tags are covered, I guess. Okay. Yeah. I guess almost HTML is done. Head tag, you are also clear. Achha, okay. If anyone have doubt in the head tag, you can also let me know right now only. Okay, because this body part is complete. You're just left with head tag and few more tags that will only come in the CSS and JavaScript part, right? Like the style tag and script tag. There is also a script tag. Okay, this thing. But this will come in when we move on to the JavaScript. Okay. So except those things, all other HTML part is done. Okay. Some tags are left that will come into further CSS and JavaScript part. Okay. And except this body, style and script part, this head tag is there. That I told you in the first class. I guess I was not very fast. I hope that I wasn't too fast for the first class. Right. If you have any doubt in this head tag, just let me know. Okay. थोड़ा deep में मतलब these meta tags you'll use when like you'll go into the SEO things. Okay. ये meta like the description हो गया and title हो गया and icon हो गया. Okay. Meta tags वो होते हैं जो कि जब हमारी वेबसाइट यहाँ जब सर्च करेंगे या तो यहाँ पे जो चीज़ें लिखी आ रही हैं लाइक ये आइकन हो गया. ओके. दिस टाइटल हो गया, ये डिस्क्रिप्शन हो गया, राइट. ये जो चीज़ें लिखी हुई आ रही हैं दीज थिंग्स हो गई. ओके. these all come into meta tag. Okay. So like the fav icon we have written this, right. This icon will not come in the Google search, right. This fav icon will come where here. Okay. Like the sun icon or this YouTube icon. Okay. So that's the thing. This is the title of the tab. Okay, so just tell me like if anyone has doubt in the head tag or even the body tag or anywhere in the HTML, because we are done with the HTML part. Okay, no doubt. Okay, cool.
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Jay, no doubt. Neil, no doubt. Okay, no doubts actually. Okay. After this we'll move on to the CSS part only, right? Because I don't think today we should start with CSS. I just tell you like for CSS we have another tag. I just told you, style tag. Right. Inside this we have to code all the CSS that we have to code. Right. There are 2 to 3 methods to use CSS, but those methods I'll tell you in tomorrow's class. Style tag and script tag. Script tag will come in the JS part, okay, JavaScript part. So yeah. Okay, so I guess there is no doubt from anyone's side. Okay, I'll send this file only into the group, okay? Because I've not created any repository. We'll in the next class we'll first do the GitHub part, okay? In beginning 10 minutes I'll tell you like everyone. अच्छा अभी आज जितने आए हैं उनमें से किन के रिपोजिटरीज हैं, मतलब सॉरी GitHub यूजर नेम्स हैं?
मेरे हैं.
ओके, अनुराग का है, विश्वा का है, प्रियांशी का है, जय का है। ठीक है, उस दिन तो काफ़ी लोग थे। साक्षी का है। ओके ओके ओके। नील बता देना एक बार, एंड उसके बाद संकेत, देन दिव्या। यू थ्री आर लेफ्ट। ओके, तो नेक्स्ट क्लास में हमें बनाना होगा, राइट? नहीं है, ओके 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 कूल। हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में बनाते हैं, ठीक है? एक बार अगर खुद मन करे तो ट्राई कर सकते हो, ठीक है, खुद बनाने का। एक मैं बता देता हूँ गिटहब होता क्या है। गिटहब इज़ जस्ट अ कोड शेयरिंग प्लेटफॉर्म, ओके? आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट गिटहब, नॉट गिट। गिट एंड गिटहब आर डिफरेंट, ओके? ये डिफरेंस मैं नेक्स्ट क्लास में बता दूंगा। GitHub is basically just for code sharing thing. I've logged into my user, okay, and if you your repositories, yeah, see, as you can see, these all are repositories, right? And what do repositories mean in GitHub? Repositories just mean projects, okay? So this is one project, this is another project, okay? So as I have this project on GitHub, ठीक है, I can push the codes, ठीक है, as soon as I update the code, okay? Suppose मैं कोड मतलब कोई वेबसाइट बना रहा हूँ जो एक महीने से मैं मतलब एक महीने का टाइम लग रहा है उसमें, तो I'll do मतलब मैं हर दिन थोड़ा थोड़ा कोड करूँगा, okay? So I'll have to push the code every day onto this project or repository, okay? सो इफ़ लाइक मैंने ये अगर रिपोजिटरी किसी और के साथ शेयर कर रखी है तो वो अपडेट देख पाएगा, ओके? कि कितना अपडेट, लाइक यहाँ देखो, यहाँ पे आ रहा है ना, अपडेटेड 2 days अगो। तो दिस मीन्स कि आई हैव अपडेटेड सम थिंग्स ऑन दिस रिपोजिटरी, राइट? तो ऐसे ही करके मैं एक रिपोजिटरी बनाऊँगा जो कि होगा हमारा कोडिंग विज प्राइम बैच नाम से, ओके? एंड आई हैव टू ऐड यू ऑल इनटू द रिपोजिटरी, ओके? सो यू कैन coding with prime batch, yeah, and this will be a private. What is public and private I'll tell you in the next class. For now you can like just take an idea कि private means कि only you can see the repositories or the files, ठीक है? Like some confidential things, suppose you are creating some website for a VIP client, okay? एंड यू डोंट वांट कि हाँ ये जो कोड है ये कहीं और जाए, तो देन यू विल क्रिएट दिस प्राइवेट रिपोजिटरी। एंड पब्लिक इफ़ यू आर आई एम नॉट रिमेम्बरिंग द वर्ड, ओके? मतलब अगर आप समाज में इसको बांटना चाह रहे हो तो फिर ये पब्लिक कर सकते हो, ओके? तो फॉर नाउ आई एम क्रिएटिंग प्राइवेट ओनली, ओके? सो दैट ऑल द कोड्स रिमेन बिटवीन अस ओनली। क्रिएटिंग रिपोजिटरी,
सार्वजनिक,
या सार्वजनिक, राइट? ओके, तो सी ये रिपोजिटरी बन गई, ठीक है? या फिर ये कह सकते हैं कि प्रोजेक्ट बन गया है। अब बस मुझे इस प्रोजेक्ट में सबको ऐड करना होगा, वो एडिशन वगैरह मैं नेक्स्ट क्लास में कर दूँगा, ठीक है? जब एक बार सबके यूज़र नेम्स बन जाएंगे तो मैं ऐड कर दूँगा, फाइन। एंड देन यू ऑल कैन सी वॉट एवर कोड वी डू इन आवर क्लास, ओके? लाइक मैं यहाँ जो भी चेंजेस करूँगा, अभी तो बेसिक एक ही फाइल है। जब हम रिएक्ट तक पहुँचेंगे तो यहीं पे 15-20 फाइल्स जुड़ेंगे हमारी, ठीक है? तो वो सारी चीज़ें फिर मतलब सिंक रखना थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है, ओके? तो उसके लिए गिटहब लगेगा ही लगेगा। तो ठीक है, तो नेक्स्ट क्लास में गिटहब का देखते हैं, फाइन। वेट, आई विल स्टॉप द रिकॉर्डिंग।